Hello everybody and welcome back to On the Creek. Today's video is sponsored by PLUSINNO. They sent me some swim baits to check out and see what I think about them. I've done some other reviews for PLUSINNO and I've been very satisfied with the products they've sent me in the past. The one thing I like about working with PLUSINNO is they want transparent reviews. They want to know what I really think about these things. And they want me to tell them, so if I find any problems that they can correct them. And I think that gives me a great opportunity to bring great products to you guys and give you my honest opinion, but yet still work with a great company like PLUSINNO. So I suggest that you check out their stuff on Amazon and see what you can find that you like. I've also done some other reviews for them, and I'll stick some cards in so that you can check them out right here. If you like fishing videos, gear reviews like this one, and tips and trick videos, then you're in the right place. So make sure that you check out my channel and see what other content you can find that you'd like. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. My goal this year is 500 subscribers. And if I can reach that goal, then I'm going to give out the coordinates of one of my top secret fishing spots in Southeast Michigan that you will actually be able to take the information I give you and go fish, whether it be in a boat or the shore. So anybody that likes to fish can actually go to my spot and catch fish with a little bit of luck. But I'll tell you what, it's a really good spot, and I always seem to have that little bit of luck that's required. So stay tuned, and we'll get right into the video. Okay guys, so I was sitting here in my office and I was going through my mail and I realized that I had received my next product that PLUSINNO has sent me to review and tell them what I think. And when I opened the box, I knew it was going to be swim baits, but I was pleasantly surprised to find that it wasn't just swim baits. It actually came with a gear wallet, which I think is very unusual. But you know what? The one thing that I've found with PLUSINNO products is they really take that little extra step to make the customer's experience with them second to none. Everything they've sent me, the quality has been great, and they've always seemed to use the right material where I feel it needs to be used. So as a customer, I would be very pleased to receive my swim baits and get the bonus gear wallet. So when I open the gear wallet, as you'd expect, most of the swim baits come in a plastic like this. I have opened this before to check them out. But the first thing that I notice is the color schemes that they send are really awesome. And they've done a really good job with the color schemes. And honestly, I think they've done a really good job with the paint job on these in general. I think the paint job on these are just spot on. It's super clean and it's almost 3D, and you get light if I can speak, you get light refraction off the bait. And you know what? I almost think that this is going to shimmer or send flashes of color underwater just as a natural bait fish would. And I really like natural color schemes. I find that I have better luck with natural baits. That's why I use a lot of live baits. So if I'm looking for an artificial bait, I want it to really mimic a live bait or a forage of the fish that I'm going after. And I think that they really hit the nail on the head with these. And let me give you a good look here without hooking myself. These hooks on this thing is super sharp. Not sure how good that shows up on camera, but you know what? This is awesome. This has 7 sections, so it's jointed 7 ways, so this thing really moves well, and I think that that's going to impart a lot of action into the bait, even when you just crank it in. But we're actually going to go outside here in a few and try it out. And you know, the hook quality is pretty decent. I mean, they're razor sharp, I'll tell you that. When I was testing these out, I about hooked myself pretty good. And I mean, those hooks were super sticky. So, you know, a lot of baits you get them and the hooks aren't, you know, maybe what you'd like and you end up replacing them. But I really think that least for when you first start out, I don't know how long they'll last and stay sharp, but they're good enough to at least take out of the package and go to work. Start throwing it and catching fish. So now I'm no swim bait expert by any means. I use a lot of live bait and I fish from the bank most of the time. And I think that a swim bait is an awesome search bait, but I don't do a whole lot of searching. I go to a spot and I throw in live bait and I catch fish. But one of the reasons why I really wanted to try this out is, one, I'd love to get into a boat one day, and you know, tackle like this is going to be paramount, especially if I'm going for bass, which I do like to do as well. Even though what I fish for most is, you know, carp, catfish, dogfish, but I love catching bass. When I catch a bass, I'm super excited. We don't get a whole lot here behind my house here on the creek, but we do get them, and whenever we get them, it's always a special treat. So you get 4 when you order this, and the price point on these are $22.99 for the 4. So it's a little pricey, but the quality of these baits seem to be really good. So it's definitely, you know, up there with some of your big names. And you get a gear wallet too. I didn't even expect to get a gear wallet. When I went on the Amazon page to see how they market this product to people, there is a picture of the, you know, the gear wallet, but it doesn't advertise as, hey, this is, you know, swim baits in a gear wallet set. It's just, you know, it's saying the swim baits. So to me, that's a bonus. And, you know, that's just taking that extra step to make sure that the people that buy their products are happy with their products. And I really get the sense from them when I talk to them that they really want the fishermen to be happy. They really want to cater to those fishermen. And I think that's the kind of companies we need making products for the sport, because you know what? You can take anything and make it fancy. I've seen people catch fish on a bottle cap and a treble hook. But to really put the odds in your favor, you know, to have a company go the extra mile to make sure that these things look as natural as possible is really going to help the fishermen be successful. So that's about as much as I can say about these in the house. So I'm going to pack this up and get this outside, and we'll see how they perform actually in the water. I've got something set up outside so we can actually check it out. I'm going to see what kind of shots I can get of that. So be right back. Okay, guys, so what I did is I got my Zebco dock demon, and I put the swim bait here, the PLUSINNO swim bait, on the rod. It's a short rod, but I wanted to be able to impart natural action to the lure in the water. We're going to be using this plastic swimming pool we got for the dogs so they can play in the water on hot days. I figured this is way cleaner than the chocolate milk we have over in the creek. I also got a little GoPro in here underwater, see what kind of footage we get of the lure actually doing its swimming. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in, and I'm just going to see what natural action this lure imparts, just like on a slow retrieve. So let's get started. Okay, guys, so what this lure is it's a slow sinking lure. So as I throw this in, it's just going to sink to the bottom. So in 35 feet of water, or really deep water, if you were to throw this and just let it sink, it's going to go as deep as you want. So the longer you let it sink, the deeper it's going to track. So the next thing I want to see is I'm going to start over at the end of the pool here, and I'm going to do like a slow retrieve. What that slow retrieve tells me is it really doesn't impart a whole lot of its own action just by pulling it. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to impart some action by using the tip of the rod. So as you can see, by imparting that action, we actually get a very erratic action of the swim bait. So I've had swim baits in the past that you just got to reel them in. But this one seems to shine when you impart action from the tip of the rod. Now we're out in the sun, and this is a very reactive paint job. I'm getting lots of light refraction, and it's very shiny with a flash of all kinds of different colors, just like a perch would be, or on another natural bait. So as I said before, I'm very impressed with this lure, and it's really going to be a great addition to my tackle arsenal, and I'm really excited to actually give this a shot and see what it can catch. So I'm going to tie this up here, and we're going to go back to the creek, and I'm going to throw it a few times and see if I catch anything.
Action.
Okay guys, so I tied up the same swim bait lure from PLUSINNO up to my Ugly Stick Light Pro. This is a 6.6 medium action spinning rod. So spinning rods are my rods of choice. I know everybody has their own opinion, but this is what I use. I bank fish most of the time, so it's not a big deal. So what I want to do is I'm not going to put this through its full paces and throw this everywhere and see if I can catch a fish. This is really a seeking bait, something that you're going to use to cover water. From here I just would cover the bank, but essentially I just want to see how fast or how far this will cast and kind of get a feel for its action on the water. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw it and see how far it'll go. So that was actually a decent cast. It is a slow sinking bait. I'm going to drag up the slack. I'm just imparting the action into the bait with the tip of the rod. Okay, so what happened here, and it felt a little funny, is kind of one of the problems you come across is your line gets stuck around your hook. So let's try that again. That'll give us an opportunity to take a look and see how far it will cast. The casting distance is really great on this. So the casting distance is really good, and the action is actually better in the water than it was in the pool. That doesn't surprise me. I have a little bit of space to work with. The one thing that I'm noticing is these hooks are getting caught up on the bait and on the line. Okay, so I threw this bait a few times now, and what I'm finding is that the action is actually better in the creek than it was in the pool, which isn't surprising. And I'm finding that it does actually impart some sort of action in itself just on a retrieve, and I'm assuming that I was just retrieving it too slow in the pool, or maybe it has to do with depth of water, but it is imparting a small action in itself without imparting the action from the tip of the rod. But when you do impart the action from the tip of the rod, man, it gets really erratic, and I think that's really cool. I am not a professional fisherman when it comes to swim baits. I've used them like very seldom in the past, and I'm really excited to play with this and get the hang of it. So if somebody that knew what they were doing with the swim bait, I think that they could have a lot of success. I mean, the paint job on this thing is just top notch. For what you get on Amazon and the price that this comes in with everything that it comes with, it's definitely worth the money. And you know what, I'm probably going to be playing with this a little bit here in the future to get a better grasp on how it works, and hopefully I can figure out how to catch some fish with it. So I definitely think that if you like swim baits, that you should really check this product out from PLUSINNO. They've done a great job, and they've done a great job on every product they've sent me. And I'm not just saying that because they sent me the product. I really would give you an honest review. If I didn't like it, I'd tell you I didn't like it, and then I'd tell them I didn't like it, so they could fix it. But everything they've sent me so far has been great. So another great product from PLUSINNO that I'll be adding to my arsenal. Thanks for watching On the Creek, guys. We'll catch you next time, and remember, get out and live.